Hello guys, what is up? This is the Computer Genius here. I hope you're having a good day. Now this is part 4 of the database software making. If you haven't already checked out the previous parts, please check them out. The link is going to be in the description below. And in this part we're going to add one feature that the user can encrypt the database. So I've added these things here. The user will enter the password here, and this is going to be the encrypt button and this is going to be the decrypt button. I have created handlers for both of them over here, and let's get started. Let's initialize that character array for database name and input it. Okay, now we have the database name. Let's get the database path. Let's get temp folder path. This function puts the path of app data slash roaming slash temp. I have created temp, like that is my folder in app data, and this function puts the path into a global variable called temp folder. And app data is used by programs to store their data. So let's copy temp folder into database path. Now we have the path until temp. Let's string cat. Now we are in the folder. Okay, now we have the path of database name of the database, yeah, and now we encrypt it. I have created a class for encrypting. I'm just gonna use it now, and if you want to know how to create that class, or if you want to download it, the link will be in the description below. I have a video on that. Now we give it the path and the password. Let's get the password first. I forgot about that. It is added 6. Okay, now we have the password. Let's give it password, and this is the number, n times is the number of times you're gonna encrypt or decrypt the file. Let's just give it 1, and if you want to encrypt, then you give it 1. If you want to decrypt, then you give it 0. So let's give it 1 because we want to encrypt. And now if there is any errors, I have a variable in class output. There can be 2 errors. One can be that there was error opening file. Let's display an error message here, that error opening file. Okay, the second error can only come while we're decrypting. The second error can come that the password is wrong, but while we encrypt it, it doesn't check the password, so it is impossible to that the password error will come while we're encrypting a file. So now we have encrypted it. Now we have a file where we add all the names of the databases. So if you create a database, the name of the database will be added in a file. So that file contains all the names of the created databases, and we're actually just appending structures, and this is the structure of the database. And let's initialize encrypt encrypted. So if this is 1, that indicates that the database is encrypted. If this is 0, then indicates that the database is decrypted. So now it is encrypted. We will have to edit the structure in the file. So let's open the file. First we have to get the path of the file. The file is called names. Let's name it. Okay. Folder is the names is in the same folder called temp, and now we have the path until temp. We're gonna string concatenate slash behind path for names, and now we string concatenate names. The name of the file is names, so we have the path of the file. We're going to open the file. It is path for names, and we're going to open it in read binary mode. Check if open successfully. If not, then display an error message. Okay, now we've opened the file. Let's get the file on top of the file. Okay, now we have the file on top of the file. Now we're gonna let's create a object for the structure. The structure is called database names. Let's name it obj1 because encryptor has the same object called object obj. Okay. Wait a second, my bad. Now we have the file length. Let's start a for loop. I is smaller than f length divided by size of database names I plus, and now we read the object. Okay, now every time we read, the pointer will move forward. So we're reading different structures, and now we're going to check if now we're going to match the database name given by the user and database name we read from the file. If string comparison of database name and object that it's obj1 obj1.database name. The string comparison of database name and obj1.database name is equal to 0. It means if they are the same, then what we're gonna do, first of all, we're gonna need the pointer of the structure, pointer that points the starting of the structure. Now after we read this, the file pointer will move forward, but and when we string comparison it, then the pointer will have already moved forward, and we will just be string comparing it. And let's get another variable called int p, and p is going to be the file pointer. Okay, now p will hold when we're over here, p will hold the place where the structure is, the starting of the structure is. So we're gonna fseek fp p0. So now we're on the starting of the structure. return the file. And now we're gonna change just one thing. obj1.encrypted is equal to 1, so it is encrypted. And now we write, okay, database names, okay, we close the file, and yep, it is encrypted. We're just gonna go message box, okay, and if it did not find a match, then we're just gonna write here, we're gonna display an error message, could not find database. Okay, now we have the code for encrypting database. Now we gotta have a code for decrypting the database, and we're gonna need a database name, and just copy this. We're gonna take the password, database path, and all of this, copy and paste, and yeah, now we're gonna decrypt the file. Object, we're gonna give database path. Just a second, let me double check. Yeah, get database path. Password, as I told, n times is the number of times the class encrypts or decrypts. Now while we're decrypting, it doesn't really matter, because this class automatically sees the number of times the file has been encrypted, so it only matters when you're encrypting, and when you're decrypting it's just ignored, so just give it 1, and if you want to decrypt, give 0. Now it has been decrypted. Let's check for any errors here. Let's just copy this. If error opening file, then output will be file error, and if obj.output is equal to wrong pass, then it means the password is wrong. Okay, we didn't check about the wrong password over here, because while we're encrypting like while we're encrypting, it is not possible for wrong password to come as an output. Okay, now we've encrypted it. Now we gotta change the value. It's all gonna be just the same, and we're gonna read and check file star fp. We gotta take path for names too. Okay, now we have path for names, and we open the file, match. If there's a match, we go to the starting of the same structure and make it 0 now, and yeah, it is done. Now we gotta make some changes in the other programs. Yeah, now the thing is, the thing is that when the user won't know if the database is encrypted or decrypted, and so while we add items to the combo box, this function is called from the init dialog. So when the program starts, it automatically adds all the database names to the combo box, and now we have to make some changes over here. And if obj.encrypted is equal to 1, if the file is encrypted, then just string cat obj.database name encrypted. So we know that it is encrypted. So when the file is encrypted, when the database is encrypted, underscore encrypted will come. And yeah, that is it. And now we gotta make some changes over here. I have already written over here. We're going to check for loop if database name I is equal to underscore, and then I+1 is equal to E, that means underscore and then E, that means that there's return encrypted. And if there is return encrypted, we're going to just write AFX message box. We're going to just display an error message. And another thing, when we encrypt a file, then the name of the database will be changed in the combo box, and then after decrypt reads it, it won't find a match because we have already added underscore encrypted. The read will try to match the given database name with the read database name, but the given database name has been changed by the upper function. And so what to do is, like, when we input it, let's start a for loop, and database name I is not equal to no I plus plus. Now what we're gonna do is, if database name I is equal to underscore, if database name I plus 1 is equal to A, then database name I is equal to null. So we're basically cutting off underscore encrypted from the database name, and now the database name will be original, and then it can find a match. I have added a few things here. Whenever we delete, save, or edit, it checks if the database is encrypted. Then it does not do whatever the user wants you to do. And while we're creating, we have to make object dot encrypted 0, because if we don't initialize it, then it might be a random value, and if it comes 1, then the program will think that the database is encrypted. So now I think it should work. Let's try. Let's create a new database. Okay, ABC. Let's add a student name. Let's just name it ABC 14. Save. Okay. Now the database has a student. Now let's try to encrypt it. Encrypted by the password hello. Let's encrypt it, and there is a debug assertion fail. Let's see what the problem is. No, it won't work. Int I is smaller than f length divided by size of database names. P is f till fp. We read, we compare, fseek. Let me check the input of fseek. Yep, it's good. Object dot and yeah, it should have been read binary plus, because read binary can't write. My bad. Let's check it now. I think it already encrypted, so let's just start from the beginning. Let's just delete the database and make a new one. Create ABC. Okay. Save, and now encrypt it. Yep, it got encrypted. Okay, open it again. abc.encrypted. Now if you try to read, database is encrypted. You try to write anything, database is encrypted. Now you gotta first decrypt it. Let's try decrypt it. Let's enter a wrong password first. Let's enter ABC. Okay. Yeah, if object.output is equal to wrong pass, then this should have come wrong password. My bad, I written it mistakenly. Let's try again. With the wrong password. Now let's enter hello. Operation successful. Open it and ABC. Let's read. Yep, it works. This is it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel.